going to be opening up another package of Life TCG cards. And this one, time is from somebody else. But this time they're mammal cards, not bird cards. So they're going to be different. So that's going to be fun. Let me just make sure that there's nothing in here that would be, like, causing any problems. That I shouldn't put on camera. I don't think so. Let me look. Let me just make sure. Ooh. That's cool. I don't think so. I think I'm going to be okay. I own very little mammal cards, so I'm not going to even bother, like, beta print, uncommon, common cards. I don't care. I own very little. I own, like, 7, maybe, mammal cards and, like, 100 and some odd bird cards. But I'm going to open up one first, okay? So. Okay, so I'm going to get some doubles, whatever. Cool. Oh, man, these are really dang cool. Oh, these are nice. Well made. Well made. So let's go. So. Let's see what I... Oopsies. Kind of fell over. Oh. That's why. Right about there. Okay, cool. So, let's go. Rat. Mouse. I think I have a mouse. I have a rabbit. I know that. No, sorry. I have the European hair. Cool. Comments. Doubles. Cool, cool. Skunk. Ooh. Chipmunk. Hedgehog. I actually had a friend. Well, friend. It depends on what you mean by friend. Because we did the same, like, thing together. But we weren't really friends. It was really confusing. I did, like, a drama class with her. But I never really... We were like a weird married couple. Old married couple. We, like, hated each other one day, and then, like, liked each other, didn't hate each other other days. Very strange. But yeah, she had a hedgehog as a pet. I went to her house a few times, just because we were home. I was home, both home. We were both homeschooled, and it was very much a, like, we did the same kind of, like, I had to be there. Porcupine. Wild boar. I'm looking for something like a honey badger or a springbok. Ooh, reindeer, nice. Red kangaroo. Beaver. I like the beaver in Canada. Canadian beaver. European badger, not the honey badger, but close enough. Ocelot. Those are in Minecraft. I like those cards. But yeah. Black bear. I've seen a black bear without fur. It's the most, like, unsettling thing you'll ever look at. It's so bizarre. What was I going to say? Yeah, okay, so I was watching. Okay. So. Oh, nice orca. Who's they? Red Cow Entertainment. Red Cow Arcade, Red Cow Entertainment, whatever, has a podcast. And they crapped upon, like, some guy for making a crap on James Rolfe. And that guy comes onto the podcast and starts talking about stuff and starts explaining himself and starts whatever. And they get to the point where they're talking about the AVGN movie and how all three of them kind of go, so you've got Frankie, EJ, and this Kevin guy. And they're all like, yeah, the movie was terrible. And Frankie goes, I cut that movie perfectly, and I cut out all the garbage, and it works so much better. And I went, wow, that's cool. And he goes, oh, I like meerkats. Like the song from second movie. It's like movie, what do you call it? The 1.5, Lion King 1.5 goes, dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel, never get done, oh, dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. What was that? Quick before the hyenas come. That one, right? Okay. And so, at least for me, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I know how to keep it from falling out, from falling around. Done. So they're talking about the movie and how Frankie goes, the movie is not about a celebrity guy. It's about, and then the Kevin guy goes, because he starts explaining it, and he goes, the Kevin guy goes, you're totally right. He is making a movie about James Rolfe, not about the AVGN. He should have been a loser in his basement, a drunk loser in his basement, talking about video games. What is that? Vicinia? Never heard of that in my life. It looks like a llama or an alpaca. Sperm whale! That's a Moby Dick. And so for me, gray wolf, love the gray wolf. Ooh, warthog, nice. And so he's like, yeah, you're talking about James Rolfe as the person, not ABGN. Oh, I love platypus. Platypuses, right? And so I'm like, and so he's like, yeah, no. There's like, I cut out what's it called, scene. I cut out the scene with I cut out where he's working at GameStop, and I cut out. He's like, they explain like ET like 7 times, and he talks about it like, okay, well, are you going to like, does it get rid of expedition? No. He says there's an expedition dump, and he goes, not really, because he talks about it like 7 times. Black squirrel. There's like 7 different sections. Ooh, Alaskan moose. I thought it was a Canadian moose. So I'm like, oh my, European pine marten. You know, it's like, oh my gosh. Brown bear. So I'm just like, yeah, no, that movie. Because I watched it as a kid. Oh, I have this card already. But that's cool. Beluga whale. Oh, look, all I'm saying is, okay, is that with the movie, right? 3D printed, that's really nice. Wow, that's like really good. The movie, I watched as a kid and thought it was okay. Never hated it, never loved it. I was very confused, but okay. Like, it's kind of confused, but okay. Hippopotamus. They're a very vicious animal. They'll attack you and they'll kill you. Honey badger! Honey badger don't give no shit. Honey badger gonna kick your ass. Yeah. It's funny videos. Yeah. Oh, like, and he's like, no, because they explain it like 7 times and doesn't have to explain it. Ooh, ground pangolin. The pangolin, that's that thing from, well, that's what the thing looks like in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Ooh, I think I have that card too, do I? I'm not sure. I've seen it, I know that. Not this one, this one. Yeah, I might have that card. Anyway, wild horse. And so I was like, and then Frankie starts explaining like why the movie's just kind of terrible, and I'm like, oh, really? Like I kind of get it. I kind of understand why it's terrible, because it just doesn't do itself. Because this Kevin guy, whoopsies, this Kevin guy starts explaining how like he's not a good character. He's not a good like movie character. He's an online video game persona. He's an online, you know, web series persona, humpback whale, and it's like it doesn't work super well. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's koala nice. Yeah, and I don't care. Orca, killer whale. I don't know why it's called killer whale. He kill less people than certain other animals, but anyway, spotted hyena. Laughing hyenas. So yeah, Canadian lynx. Yeah, they're Canadian lynx. Up in the mountains, in like the mountainous parts of like Alberta and British Columbia. Alpine ibex. Looking for an Impala. I like those. Dugong. No way! Dugong is an actual, like, animal. Not just a Pokemon name. Wolverine. Nice. So, yeah, he's talking about it like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work as a thing. Polar bear. They're also vicious. Ooh, Agora. I have that one. Actually, I have 2 of those. Manded wolf. Blue whale. I think I have the blue whale. I have a whale. I know that. Gray-faced Sengi. Tasmanian devil. So yeah, that movie I watched it once when it was free on Tubi TV and never again. I was just like, cool. I don't care. African lion. Like, I never cared to watch it again. I tried to find it again recently and I couldn't watch it again because it's not on Tubi TV. It's like on YouTube and whatnot. I have to buy or rent it. Manatee. Southern white rhino. No, I think I have that one. I have red panda. Cheetah. Now these 2 decks are the same cards, but if so, then it's pretty much done. Ooh, Okapi. Giant otter. Okay. Oh, I have this one. Bird's tapper. Bayard's tapper, and ooh, a anteater. Right, not a aardvark. Giant anteater, and then wild buffalo. Wild water buffalo. You wanna be a water buffalo? Yeah, I think it's the same thing. Is it the same exact deck? Let me see. Rat, mouse, rabbit, hare, skunk, chipmunk, hedgehog, fox. Yeah, same aardvark. Red. Yeah, I have it. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting way of doing it. Anyway, so all I'm saying is, I heard their criticism and went, I'm gonna put like a little something on it to be like 1 and 2. Anyway, I heard their criticism and kind of went, well, I see why you criticize it. Oopsies. I can see why you're criticizing it, because no, that movie is not good. And I'm like, well, I'm like thinking about it and watching it back, like remembering it, and I'm going, yeah, no, it's not a good movie. No, I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's definitely not good. It's not a good movie that I would say go watch it now, because I mean, watch it if you want to critique the fact that, like, look and see why it's so, but no. Because what would the letter say? There was a little letter. I had a letter somewhere here. Where did the letter go? Oh, there it is. It says 2 decks of animal cards, 75 each. The ones we have spoken about. Just a sec, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I know it's a pair of pants behind me, but who cares? Whatever, I've done this before, I don't care. I had a big hole in my wall for a while. Anyway, all I'm saying is, like, yeah, the movie's not good. Watch it if you want to critique the fact that he's kind of doing a not a very good job of being, like, making a movie. But the problem was that he made a whole movie, and Frankie's also going, why the F is he doing it in, you know, why are you doing it oh, wow. Why are you doing it why are you doing it in LA? Why are you doing it like this? Why are you doing it like that? What the hell's going on? What the fuck? Why? And for me, it's like, he got money to do so he's doing it. What are you gonna crap on him for? So yeah. So yeah, all I'm saying is, right, is that all I'm saying is, personally, I agree with Frankie in how this movie is very not well done. It's not bad, but it's also not well done. The movie doesn't know what it's even trying to do. It's like, oh, I want to be this, but like, it's trying to be more than it is, or less than it is. I don't even know what it's trying to do. All I'm saying is, all I think is, like, it's a very terrible, what do you call it, movie trying to be, like, look, it's AVGN, you're going to love me because it's AVGN, you're going to love it because it's AVGN, and then, like, but I don't love it. Because it's AVGN. Right, you know what I mean? Like, I don't love it because it's AVGN. Because you crapped all over the, like, the name of the angry video game nerd. Not to say that it's the worst. You could have done a way worse with it. But all I'm saying is, it's very much a... Also, who are these people? There's not a single character in there of a main character that is like, oh, that's a Mike Matei. That's like, they had these like weird cameos. He said Mike Matei's not the like buddy he's with. And I was like, no, I guess not. No, I guess not. I guess not, right? I guess not. All I'm saying is, okay, is that the movie is weird. I don't love it, but I don't have a problem with it, per se, in the same way that these people do. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad now that I think about it, but I don't really care, so. Not to say that it's good or, like, not to say that it's the worst movie I've ever watched. You know, people will talk about, like, The Room as being bad, and, like, the thing with the AVGN movie is you can cut it in a different way, and it just becomes a like, objectively better movie. Like, just, oh wow, this, like, cut this all out and cut that all out and remove this crap and that crap. What's your favorite animals in here? Some of the good ones, like the whales, like the Canadian ocelot, bobcat, whatever you call it. The Canadian, wild horse, orangutan. Where'd he go? Honey badger's cool. Canadian platypus is cool. Duck-billed platypus. Canadian, where'd he go? Canadian lynx. Cool one. Yeah. So that movie's just, and then AVGN. They're talking about how, like, we're not crapping on AVGN because we hate AVGN. We're crapping on him because we love him, and, like, people, and, like, the people. I think I kind of agree with this Kevin guy. He just got into it the wrong time. He made a bad business decision, and now bad meaning, what I mean by bad is, like, bad in the sense that, like, people don't like his decision, and it kind of goes whatever. Whereas bad, not bad. I think he's making. I agree with Frankie. I think he's making about 1.5 million dollars off of estimates, and they're like guesses. What are they called? Educated estimates of, like, well, this, that, and the other thing, and whatever. So for me personally, I believe that they're not particularly good, but they're not particularly bad. There's nothing wrong with his. I don't think he did a bad job. Don't crap on James for anything, because James is not the problem here. James is not the problem. I think Mike Matei and I think Screenplay Media are the problem. Mike Matei did a worse job than we want to give him credit for, and he's not as bad as we give him credit for. I don't think Mike Matei did anything wrong. Once we find out that, well, actually Mike Matei was like, had nothing to do with this kind of thing. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Not to say that it's good or bad. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that Mike Matei is innocent. Him and his floppy wiener on a tape, like, he flopped a picture of a wiener with a ruler and went, look at my giant wee-wee, and then kind of came out and said, okay, it's not really my wee-wee, don't worry, like, I just showed you some random wee-wee. Anyway, all I'm saying is, Mike Matei is not innocent, but he's also not as bad as we want to make him out to be. Anyway, all I'm saying is, it's not Mike and James's fault. It's the fact that they sold certain percentage of Cinemassacre to Screenplay Media, and Screenplay Media is doing a terrible job. Justin and Ryan are bad people, meaning they're not good, like, I love this, they're great people, they're whatever. No. What I'm saying is, they're kind of terrible. They're like, they're the problem with AVGN as a whole, or Cinemassacre as a whole. Now that, because what Kieran said was, no. I went to James, I went to Mike. They own 90% of the whatever. They own, like, the majority of the channel. I'm like, oh, really? Well, cause without Mike, YouTube wouldn't exist for James and Mike, for James Rolfe, for ABGN, and then obviously he started the channel Cinemassacre. He started the whole Cinemassacre thing, James. So therefore, I kind of like, well, I'm not gonna crap on James, and I'm not gonna crap on Mike, because they're not really the problem. It's the slobs of AVGN, where of Screenplay Media, where they were the problem, where they just kind of shoved them again. Okay, so okay. The other thing is when it's that they brought in a bunch of random people and nobody. It's the same problem they had on The King of Random, when Nate just shows up one day and just starts making videos, and everyone goes, "Who's this Nate guy?" And he even talked about it on Safety Third, William Osman and Kevin, I don't remember his name, Backyard Scientist, like, podcast, right? They have a few other people on, Alan Pan and Niall Red and whatever, but there's primarily their podcast. Anyway, he came onto that podcast, this Nate guy, Nate from The King of Random, and he goes, yeah, that's exactly the problem we had. It was, who's this guy, and why are you just shoving him into videos? And then, like, a year and a half, 2 years later, or whatever it was, a year and a half, 2 years later, he was like, okay, Grant comes on and like, oh, hey guys, they made a video. It's like, I'm gonna introduce you, Nate. I know I should have introduced you earlier, and like, I'm sorry. No, like, what? Oh, that's good thumbnail. But like really, no offense, like they're gonna change. Do we ever explain like the new character for a new actor for James Bond or for this character or that character? No, not really. We just kind of like, oh okay, cool. I guess I don't know. I don't care. $75 each, so I gotta make it a 60 deck. Okay, so now I gotta have 60 deck, and I can get rid of a few cards here and there. Okay. Got it. All I'm saying is, and also he started, okay, the Kevin guy also started to, in this video, also started to talk about how you can't compare James Ralph with maybe $1 million of budget, or just over $1 million of revenue, to a multi-billion-dollar company making Fox, or Fox Entertainment, or 20th Century Fox, or Disney, or CNN, or Nintendo, right? You can't do that. They're not the same thing. Like, no, of course not. I know that. Like, I understand that. Problem is, he just doesn't get how, I don't know. All I'm saying is, he's saying, no, but I can criticize a guy. I also said, would I ever want to tell this to his face? No, of course not, because I like to keep it, like, him not knowing and not have him stress about it and whatever. And then he goes, well, you guys have talked about Dr. Justin, this Kevin guy. He goes, you guys have talked to Justin before, Justin Silverman, who's the guy who runs Screamer Media. And it's like, how did you do that when crapping all over him? And it's like, well, yeah, but like, he's really willing to like answer the questions and air out the problems and the grievances and all that and be like, yo, this and the other thing. So I'm like, so Kevin's like, oh, interesting. Because he like takes criticism very well on the internet for the whatever X amount of years he's been crapped on the internet. And it's like, not really, but yes. Anyway, all I'm saying is, okay, well, sorry, don't want to scream. Sorry, I'm trying to check the microphone here. Yeah. So look, all I'm saying is, he's the problem, but he's also not the problem. It's really weird because there's too many factors. The other problem is there's too many factors, too many people involved. It's like too many cooks spoil the stew, right? Where it's like, okay, so you've got James, right? But James is one guy. Then you've got Mike, who wants his input put into it. Put his input in, right? He wants to put his 2 cents in. Then you want Justin, Ryan, Kieran, Tony, and whoever the frickin' frick wants to add their 2 cents. Then you had people like Bootsy coming in and being like, whoa, which is that apparently not his real name, but okay. All I'm saying is, there's too many cooks spoil the stew. It's like, and then this Kevin guy, the other Kevin guy who helped to produce the movie, and like, there's too many people in this story of this kitchen, where too many of it's like, oh shoot, too many of it is like terrible, awful, like my idea, but it clashes with my idea, which clashes with my idea, which clashes with mine. Like, this idea which clashes with this one, this guy's idea which clashes with this guy's idea, and it all doesn't work. And nobody can come to the agreement of, this is what we want this to be. The same way, and what they said was, I want to like, Frankie and EJ were like, here's the thing, we just want to crap on his like whatever, and not on the person himself. You want to crap on his little whatever. It's like one of the things like his behind the scenes and whatnot, and he's like whatever. The thing is time management, whatever, right? Where because what they said was, they've said things in the past like, okay, you got Screamer Media to do all the things that you should be doing. So the things that he should be doing is writing scripts for AVGN, Monster Madness, whatever the heck else you want to do, right? Whereas what he actually does in reality, what they actually got them to do, and then they should have done all the like technical stuff, get the lighting, get the cameras, make it do like Adam Savage and go, it's a one-click operation. You take the thing, because there's a thing where they did a interview with, I think it's Justin. No, I think it was just James and Scott the Woz. And Scott the Woz was asking like, well, how does this work? How do you work with people? Do you like send it through the mail? Do you like mail them a hard drive? Do you like Dropbox it? Do you like Google Drive. And I was like, well, yeah, that's what you should be doing. You should be worrying about, like, it should be this, okay? It should be like Adam Savage. Click, click, done. Start, stop, maybe take the file off by taking the SD card out and putting it, because he wants better quality than what he does, or different quality than he does. All I'm saying is, like, what? Because that's not what he did. He got them to, like, write the scripts, and that's where he got the plagiarism. And I'm, like, so confused. I was like, with Frankie and EJ, he's like, well, why are you getting them to do the things you should be doing? The guy, one of the guys, Kate. So not the last guy who ran the show, not the guy before him, the guy before him. So 3 people before this guy who used to run our summer camp told my brother once, because he ran a week at the camp, because you do like themed weeks, right? So he ran a week at the camp, and he was doing stuff that you know, he could have got some, you know, slob or some like minion or some little slave or whatever you want to call them, right? Oh, you could have just done it. He's like, what do you do? He stopped him and said, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm just whatever. And he goes, why are you doing that? Why don't you get some other guy to do it, and you do the things that they can't do? And that's exactly why you never saw that guy ever do any physical labor ever, in the sense that he did all the things, the financials and all the stuff that guy, that everybody else was never capable of doing. Weird. So this guy's like, why are you getting, okay, James Ralph, why are you doing the things that the slob should be doing? Why are you trying to figure out computers and lighting and technical and all that jazz, when in reality, it really should be them figuring out all the technical stuff and you writing scripts? I don't get it. Because if you watch his content before 2016 or so, it was all James Rolfe writing everything, and James Rolfe is great, and Board James is amazing, and then when James and Mike Mondays were a thing, like, that was great. I loved that every Monday. I just realized things have to change, and he did not like what happened, and no, there was different reasons why he left doing that. And also I learned from Kieran, the editor, who left and made a whole live stream and, like, did, you know, aired his grievances. Oh god, look at how shit that was. Garbage that was. Shit that was. He talks about, like, oh no, 100%. He is 100% still around Mike. I went to James and Mike because they own the thing. I'm like, oh. I went, oh. So basically what happened was, I don't want to be on camera anymore. Because how James does it is he makes a video and he like, addresses, like, Mike's gone, Mike's off to go focus on his streaming. So long, goodbye, good luck. And I'm like, what? Okay. And then we learn, yeah, but that's not necessarily what happened. He's still around, he's just not on camera. And he's also not writing a lot of AVGN the same way he used to the same extent he used to. But Kieran, you would say, oh no, I went to James and Mike, and we riffed and had fun for, like, whatever it was, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. And then, you know, we came up with this AVGN episode. And I did that for probably the whole time I was there. Anyway. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes to be 30 minutes. I don't think I'm going to do it very long. And, yeah, pretty fun stuff. This is a really cool thing. Look at this box. Sorry, this way. This box. Look at this box. It's a cool box. I like it. Oh, look, right there. This is the thumbnail. Okay, I want to see if I can get that as a thumbnail. All I'm saying is, it's not James's fault, and it's not really Mike's fault, and it's not really Kieran's fault. There's a whole bunch of people where it's their fault before, or it's a few people where it's their fault before his fault, before their fault. Their fault before the people who own it's fault, and then Kieran. Kieran has nothing to do with this. He doesn't. So yeah, all I'm saying is Cinemassacre has gone downhill, but that's not because of any fault of James or Mike or Kieran or even Justin's and people like that. They are to blame, but it's all, again, it's too many cooks spoiling the stew, ruining the stew, where no, you can't have everyone's, like, ideas, because they all clash. And no offense, right, where it's like, oh, So I'm not saying it's good, I don't think it's bad. I'm just saying it is what it is. Like, cool, whatever. So I think that's gonna be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos. Look.